Hi everybody. Before I do my October reading, I wanted to trim these cards. So I thought maybe you guys would like to watch. Some of you like this kind of stuff, so I'm just saying I'll trim some cards here. I think this is going to be a good place right around the little colored edge area. And then I'll go around the corners, but see, it doesn't really, the pattern is just sort of a nice little repeating pattern, so it doesn't really seem to disturb the pattern too much. I would do this with a cutting board, except the cutting board I have tears up my cards, like it eats it. It's not as sharp as it's supposed to be. I don't know why they sell them not sharp. It's kind of silly. I got it at Office Depot and everything. I want to get one like Z has. She has one that, slices like like a guillotine. But yeah, I guess it's one of those back burner things that I want to get. I feel like my next focus is definitely Halloween, October. I had a nice lunch with my mom today. Today's her birthday. Saturday was her birthday party, but today is her official birthday. And so, yeah, I wanted to make sure give that plenty of attention because she deserves a lot of loving and attention. Always, not just because it's her birthday, but all the time. When she turned 79, she was saying, this is going to be the year where I'm going to party the whole year. And it makes me kind of, sad because she didn't get all the partying in that she wanted to. But, considering everything that we've been through with the pandemic, we still got to be fairly social. We did our best as a family to stay distant but also stay safe. So it's kind of a tricky combination of both, but what can you do? You can't just it's hard to stay away, especially when you're older, and it's like, no matter what age you are, life is precious, life is short, and you should just enjoy time together also, but you want to make sure you live to enjoy time together. It's just a crazy catch-22, isn't it? So I did this reading this morning about who would win the election because I was kind of curious about things, and it was interesting. The devil did come out, but judgment come out at the end, so there will be some kind of major final judgment. The 7 of Swords and the 5 of Swords came out. So cheating and stealing, expect that. I feel like final judgment is like, it's kind of like, it's like the universe stepping in a sense. It's like, this is going to be the right thing, not so much a manipulated thing, you know what I'm saying? I like this card. That's cute. The Barmbrack. There's no card that's called Barmbrack. Sweetness and synergy. I haven't actually read the meanings of some of these. I feel like I should just sit down with them and read the meanings. Somebody asked me if I would edge them because they like the ASMR sound of the edging, of the scraping sound. So I thought, well, maybe if they like that, they also like the sound of scissors. I was like, okay, I give them a little scissors too. I think I might give you maybe, 10 or 15 minutes of this, and then for some of you who just want to sit and listen, you can, and others who kind of like to watch the movement in fast speed, because some of you like that, Some of you like fast speed too. You can speed it up. The lamp, remembrance. It got cool today. It was a nice weather change, and we got to eat outside. It was very pleasant. And we all ate vegetarian today. Felt very cool. And I just love my family. They're so supportive, you know. My son has this new desire to be a vegan, and everybody said, like, okay, let's find a vegan place. So, you know, it's none of this, oh, you don't mean it, this is just a fad, you eat whatever we put in your plate, you know, like none of that kind of stuff. I like that my family doesn't do that. And I feel bad for those of you who don't have support in your systems, in your family systems, but we do, so we're blessed. So, how you guys doing? How you doing? It's just, I feel my nose is a little runny, maybe because of the weather. See, there I messed up just a little bit. I wonder how much you'll notice in the shuffle. You feel it when you shuffle them, you know, the little places where I mess up just a bit, just a little bit, but I try my best to be straight. I made a whole, you know, I printed out, I went on an Etsy site. They had a file of black and white Rider-Waite deck that you can download. So I downloaded it and printed them, and then printed out my own backing, because the backing they provided was fine, but it was kind of really light. So I printed out a pretty black and white floral backing, and then I glued the front and the back together with spray glue. I mean, I'm not like one that show you these kinds of projects, even though some of you ask for them. It's just, I don't get enough interest in it. For one, it takes a lot of time, and sometimes like the way you hold things and move about the room and stuff doesn't always lend itself to the best camera angles. So it's not always easy to do like this. Not too hard to do this looking through the camera. I'm sure I'm like you know, positioning it kind of weird sometimes. This is interesting. I wonder why the apple is bleeding. Apple, risk and reward. Do y'all want to find out? Let's see. Why is the apple bleeding? It could be number 1 since it's A. It's, yeah, ancestors number 1. And then apples number 2. Risk and reward. Sweetest icon, risky red desire, poison and freedom, tempting hearts of fire. Apples have been a symbol of Samhain for a very long time. Apples, when cut in half, had the seed pattern that looks like a pentagram, and so the Celts held the fruit to be sacred. Bobbing for apples, a game traditionally played at Halloween, has its origin in the Samhain festival and is one of the oldest associated with this celebration. The traditional way to play is to place 3 to 13 apples into a barrel of water, and the game is to try and bite an apple whilst it floats and bobs in the water. I've actually done this once in my life as a little kid, some carnival or something that I went to. Hands must not be used, and people often compete with each other, bobbing at the same time. It is believed that the Romans brought the custom to Britain, and there are quite a few images recorded through art. Let me see if y'all need clearing. There you go. through arts of this activity in both cultures. It was said that unmarried women who placed the apple they had bobbed under their pillow would dream of their future husband. Okay, there you go, girls. In Newfoundland and some parts of Ireland even today, Halloween is called Snap Apple Night. Candy apples, we've done that. My mom used to make some good candy, and caramel apples. Apple on a stick covered in toffee, although it's not quite as popular now as they once were as a Halloween fair. They're making a comeback as a fun and simple treat to prepare on this night. Apples have been an iconic part of mythos from ancient times to modern. The story of the poison apple in Snow White, to the Roman goddess Pomona's magical apple tree, to the Christians' tempting fruit in the Garden of Eden. Should you receive this apple in your reading, it's time to look at how risk plays out in your life. Are you hedging your bets or not trying anything new? Do you want change or are not willing to change anything? Are you willing to risk to get greater reward? Or alternatively, are you risking too much too often? Interesting. Yes, why did I read that one? Maybe it's a sign. Okay, now I'm going to cut into the apple card. As I was reading it, it turned 11:11. Such a pretty coloring time of day, right? It's like warm, but not. It was really bright when I first was doing. I did a couple of readings that were really bright. Couple of little little short little private readings. And if you guys want a private reading, email me and we can set that up. I can tell you what your October will be like. I guess this is Cinderella. The magic hour of midnight. I know somebody who was born on a blue moon at midnight. Ooh, speaking of a blue moon, we're having 2 full moons in October 1st and October 31st on Halloween. So the October 31st is called a blue moon. It's gonna be a very powerful moon, you guys. So I'm going to do a reading soon all about October for everybody. As soon as I get these cards trimmed, and maybe just trimmed, and then I'll I don't know. I still think I should edge them too. Oh yeah, because you guys want me to edge them. I wonder if that's a sun or a moon. Could be one of those kind of like glowing orange moons, because it doesn't seem bright enough to be a sun. How many cards in here? It's not a very big deck. Look, I guess. It's not. I don't even know how many I cut so far. but yeah, it's not like I'm gonna make you sit through all of this unless you want to. I said 15 minutes. Okay, so we're going on 15 minutes. I think I'm gonna pause it here, and then you can watch how I wrap it up, and you can either fast forward it or watch the whole thing. All right, I'll let you see at the end. All right, and now we're at the Skull of Light. Somebody's decided to do some yard work, so apologize for that if you hear it too loudly. It's like, yo, everybody's coming home from work. Why are you doing yard work now? I mean, it's not like it's like this hired guy, lawnmower man. This company that they hire. It's not, I don't even know if it's a company. Somebody that my parents used once and for a little while, and they just killed my grass. I just don't have any grass left. So I fired him. And I just and then I kind of like doing my own yard or getting my son to do it now. Rejoicing. I need to get some new scissors. They're starting to, I had to sharpen them and everything midway through, but they're not as sharp as they need to be. And there's a few cards that kind of came out funny, but finalmente, the last one, Lady de los Muertos. Nice and sharp. Okay. That's who I'm gonna be, the Lady de los Muertos. Actually, I'm gonna be the Fairy de los Muertos. I actually got a mask with this kind of Lady of the Dead bottom half that was supposed to come today, and it said, oops, we couldn't deliver it today, something happened. I'm like, what happened? What prevented these? But it could be in my mailbox. Let me go check. Now I know it's satisfying when a job is done, so I just want to show you that this part of the job is done anyway. There you go. And now I'm going to get my corner rounder and corner round them. But that one's kind of a noisy business, so you might not like the sound of that one. But I will do most of them, and then you can listen to the last few. All right, I'm almost done corner rounding them. This is my corner rounder. Stick it in there. Space here. I popped my shoulder. It's not quite as pleasant. It's the sound of your joints popping. It's a little bit louder. And yeah, my family doesn't like it when I do that corner rounding stuff while they're all sleeping. All right, so there you go, and the next step will be the edging, okay? So I'm not sure if I want to do that on this video or maybe on a later video. What do you guys think? You gonna stick around for it? Let me see. We'll definitely want to do black. I'm pretty sure, yes. And here's a good black. It's always good to like have black as your base so you can see the difference. Alright, we'll just do this for a few minutes. Why not? I don't know if you're hearing the sound of it. Luckily this, oh, I hope this comes off. Alright, well, note to self. I'm gonna do it so if it swipes on the black side, it's not as big a deal. I decided to get my skull ring out so that it would go with the theme. Let's see if I can zoom in on my skull ring. There it is. There's the little skull. Alright. Oh my gosh, if I can't get that, I'm going to be so upset. There. Okay. I'm not going to do this for a lot longer. I mean on camera anyways. Like, edge it for me, baby. Let me hear the dulcet sounds of your scratchy Sharpie. Wicka wicka. Okay. One down, and I don't know, it's like 40 in this deck, something like that. Could be less, like 30 something. I guess we'll just do it for a few more minutes. Do this side. See, sometimes, you know, when you cut, it's a very fine, you know, edge, but the edge can be sort of slanted a little bit, and it feel like it is slanted at an angle towards the cover, the dark edge. But see, like here, where the scissors weren't very sharp, I have to get it on both ways. You see what I'm saying? So that's something to be mindful of. Sometimes your Sharpie can hide the mistakes in your cutting, but you have to make sure that you flip it around to see. This makes me think of like you guys who are so detail oriented that are good at editing things, you know, like correcting and saying, hey, you didn't do this. You know, that, I mean, for some people can be annoying, right? But it's a skill in a way, because we need those kind of editors for manuscripts and newspapers and things like that. Spell check and all kinds of things. To me, those are important things, you know. I know these days it's just nobody cares about grammar and writing anymore, but I think it's important. But you know, anybody has a skill of being able to see details. It can't, I feel like, you know, that comes a little bit with an OCD situation, you know. So it can also be like, it's kind of like a blessing and a curse, you know. If you have that talent, you may feel a little OCD, and it might bother you too much, you know, if you can't fix a flaw, or if you can't tell somebody because you're worried about coming off a certain way. But it is, and I feel like it can be sort of a talent to be precise. And I mean, like, say you're being you know, you have a piano composition, you're a concert pianist and you're playing something, you know, if you hit a wrong note it's gonna sound terrible, so you have to practice and make it perfect. I feel like that makes sense to me, like, you know. So then we stack them all together and make sure that it's nice and black. We'll keep it up a little bit. Maybe till 30 minutes in. I think that'd be a long enough video for you guys. I'm gonna do it this way because I feel the slant. Oh, and also, if this is the way, if I mess up, if I just like rub my Sharpie right there, you won't be able to tell. It's also pretty shiny. Easy to clean off. This is something that you can do while watching TV or listening to music even. It can be very meditative and soothing. If you're not good at meditating, like totally going blank and white noise, I mean, and, you know, like removing all your thoughts and stuff. These kinds of activities can help you at least get in sort of the Zen mode, you know? That's a very similar state of being. Last time I think I turned off comments, but I'll let the comments stay up if you want to comment. It's just, you know, keep it polite. And also those, beware, like there's been people, spammers who've been posting things saying things like, oh, somebody healed my family and here's their link or something like that. I just want to warn you guys, there's, if you click on that link, it could be a, you know, clickbait kind of thing. So just be cautious. Always be cautious about clicking something that you don't know where it comes from, you know. With me, my links will be in the description box, okay? And anything that's in the comment section can be, you know, suspicious. I'm just saying. Just beware. I don't want these people to affect my customers. And Liz also has gone through some things like this too. It's just people who scam. Sometimes they're, you know, I don't even think it has to do with jealousy very much. You know, sometimes it can be. It's like that kind of low-key trickster mentality or something, you know, just, you know, like mischievous. What can I get away with? What can I screw up? What can I destroy? You know, something like that. I don't know. I think there's people just like that. Also, people just want to steal for money, for sure. But I think some people want to. See, now, this bled over into that orangey area. So I'm not sure if I should keep all those, the colored areas or not. But, you know, I'm not going to worry about it too much. Alright, well that's 30 minutes in, and I'm going to just do the rest sitting on my bed or watching TV or something, and I hope you like it. You know, you'll be able to see the finished product when I do my reading. See, I see a little spot right there. That's when you compare, you know, the cards together, that's when you can see the places where you need to touch up. So don't forget that part where you match it up. Okay. Saret. Alright, I like these cards though. They pop to me really, really good without the black border. Some of them had so much black in the picture anyway. You know which one really popped to me? Let me see if I can find it quick enough before I have to go. This one especially, like the black cat and the pumpkin, pretty good. It'd be fun to read these messages too. I'm gonna read from the book Eternal Love. I was just wondering what that one's about. This one, look how the owl is so strong, striking and popped without the black around it. It was kind of, I like that one. Alright, you guys, well, I hope you like this little, I don't call it a tutorial. It's not like I'm teaching you anything, really, just cutting and trimming and edging for you. So the cut, trim, edge of the Halloween Oracle. Hope you like that. See you guys later. Tuesday night is going to be a special surprise. 2 for Tuesday night. Come and see me. 8 p.m. Central Time. Alright, see you guys later. Faith, trust, and pixie dust. My spirit was like, I'm not turning off until you say faith, trust, and pixie dust. Bye, y'all.